Hello everyone, this is Sunny Eva. I'm coming to you with Cruelest of Hearts, an Eyeless Jack X Reader by Vivian R. Vergoo. We're going to be starting off with Chapter 16, Release Me to Heaven. The song with this one is Hollywood Undead, obviously. Let Go. And what was happening all around you? You had absolutely no idea, neither did you have the strength to focus and find out. Drifting in and out of sleep, your mind was only able to take in fragmentary images that seemed to flash right in front of your eyes, as if someone was playing a very old black and white movie. Images of the white lab, a dark figure, and the sound of your own heartbeat were the only things that managed to reach down to your subconscious and penetrate the cold lake of numbness all the way to where you were sleeping. Not as peacefully as you would like. At first, you didn't even want to focus on them. Serenely waiting for the sweet release of death, you wanted nothing more but to reunite with all your loved ones, your father and Jack, who were reaped away from you before their time had come. The penetrating cold had enveloped you in its lethal embrace, a small gift that the walk in the woods left you with, and you waited patiently for the time that the images would stop and you would fall into the darkness. The only colors that you were able to see down there, other than black and white, was the royal blue mask that you recognized to belong to EJ. Huh. So the man had really managed to get a hold of you once again, right? I mean, it doesn't matter, you were already too far gone to really care about him. Yet when the pain resonating from your body reached down to meet with your soul, you were petrified to realize that you were not dying yet again. Why? Why can't a single human being find the only thing that would release it from the torture and pain that everyday life has to offer and have the chance to find peace at last in the afterlife? Some of us say that death is the only God that comes when you call him, but when it came down to you, he only reached you far enough for you to raise your hands, longing more than anything else to embrace and allow him to take you with him, only for him to disappear into thin air, leaving behind more pain and suffering. Because right now, as you felt your conscience drift into awareness, you could feel every fiber of your body screaming with sheer pain, penetrating every inch of it. You knew that this wasn't pain that EJ had inflicted to you. What satisfaction would he gain to torture you when you were asleep? No, this pain came solely from the severe hypothermia that you had suffered out there in the woods. It made you want to scream. You wanted to rip your lungs open by screaming in a desperate attempt to stop the pain, but you knew that this was not possible since you were trapped inside your own body, unable to do even the slightest of movement, suffering hell, and being unable to do anything about it. Because these are not the bright red flames of hell itself. No, these were the far more terrifying blue flames of cold and suffering that made your already broken heart shake and beat unevenly. Your heart, the small and fragile organ that from the moment you were born was destined to fail you, destined to break down inside your own arms, and it was now giving a true battle of keeping you alive. Its beat was unstable and ready to give out at any given moment, yes, but despite all the inabilities it had, it was beating loudly, pumping the life-giving blood through your veins in a desperate attempt to restore you back to life. You could actually hear it beating down into the darkness, and you couldn't help the small smirk that graced your lips. Maybe it hadn't given up just yet like you did. And that became more of a reality as you felt yourself being ejected with tremendous speed towards the surface. You closed your eyes, and when you opened them, you found yourself in the all-too-familiar lab. Numerous machines were once again connected to you, and this time you were carefully wrapped inside 2 or 3 warm blankets that were trying to restore your vitality back. An oxygen mask was passed on your nose and mouth, and you didn't need to move at all to know that you were tied on the medical bed, this time with the leather restraints. Your eyes fell on the dark figure that was looming around the room, going up and down, collecting various medical tools before EJ rested them on the medical tables that surrounded you. The man had literally pulled out an army of tools that surrounded you threateningly, but you were still far away to be scared of them. Before you had the chance to notice anything else, the man realized that you were looking at him, sensing your gaze in his back like it was some kind of enemy that looked upon him. So you're finally awake. Good. There was a pure madness and hostility dripping down from the edges of each word he spoke, and once he turned and walked over at you, leaning above your face so that you could look at him better and vice versa. You opened your mouth to reply to him, but your voice was nowhere even near from coming out from your neck, and not only that, but every time you tried to swallow it felt like he had give you pins and needles to swallow. His empty stare was locked at you, and you noticed your desperate attempts to talk. That only made a small, maniacal chuckle leave his lips under the mask, barely even audible. There is no use trying to talk. I injected you with a special fluid that has scraped your vocal cords. If you tried to talk, you would damage them even further, resulting in losing your ability to speak. He simply informed you, in the same tone that he would use if you talked about the weather. You should have been surprised by the action of his, if it was any other moment, but now you would have probably spat on his face or something, but right now you didn't really care at all. So you closed your mouth once again and rested your head back. I have to give it to you, though. You almost managed to escape, almost. Did you really think that even if you did escape, I wouldn't come after you, Ryan? He was talking more to himself than to you from the whole posture and ominous aura that lingered above his head like a dark cloud. The only thing you could really do was watch him carefully. You couldn't give him any response, and even if you could, it wouldn't benefit you at all. But I have to admit, you probably do have some mental inability to process things that I failed to diagnose right away. Otherwise, I cannot explain in any way your idiotic and suicidal tendencies. But fear not, my patience has already run thin with you, human. He just shrugged, moving the scalpel in his hand casually with the movements of his hands. Did it sound like a good idea, though, idiotic woman? Did you really think that I wouldn't snap your neck the moment I found you? Because I was surely debating on it, rest your hollow mind assured. The more he was talking, rather rare for him, but the anger was just pouring out like a tidal wave. He was walking around the room, gathering more and more medical tools, making sure that each and every one of them was cleaned and ready to be used. Your heart was beating loudly, reacting to all the ideas and possibilities of what he could do to you. But it was rather a reaction your body alone had. Your mind was just numb, and even if he was there or not, it was the exact same thing. You weren't scared of him anymore. You saw him as your only chance. You just had to play your cards right this time. Only one chance would be given. Quietly and almost inaudibly, tears started running down the sides of your eyes, hot and holding on to all the desperation you had been experiencing all this time. Sobs made your chest ache, and the more desperation washed over you, the more you were crying. The machines above your head were going crazy. But, you know, Wyan, no matter how much you angered me, I am not going to punish you physically, he said, walking over to you and leaning so close to your face that you were sure you could hear his breath under his mask. One of his gloved hands found its way on the side of your face, and he wiped away one of the tears that had fallen. He was silent and observed you without so much as a single reaction, but you were vaguely aware that he was grinning under his mask. You couldn't see it, but you could hear it in the way the air left his lungs. Instead, would you like to know what I'm going to do to you? This time he really seemed to be awaiting your response, so after some time he shrugged your shoulders. It seemed to only lighten his mood up even more, though. I am going to use all my medical skills on you. You should feel blessed with yourself, because no other experiment of mine ever had the chance to fully appreciate any medical skills I had, and you, my precious Wyan. You are my one and only butterfly. You want to know why? Okay, now you had gone completely frozen under his steady gaze, and you found yourself unable to even blink. Because butterflies are such magnificent creatures, full of life and color. They go around offering only beauty. But the tragedy of their lives is that no matter how beautiful they are, their lives fade away faster than any other creature. Some live for only a day, only for a single fragment of time inside eternity, and then they die. Many years ago, people used to collect them and pin them up on frames. Kids usually cut their wings a bit so they are unable to fly. And this exactly is what I plan on doing to you, Wyan. I will clip your wings so that you'll be unable to run from me. As he said that, he immediately retreated from your face, but never left your side as he turned and opened a small tool from the side table. Your eyes opened with surprise when you realized what it was. Electrician medical saw. What was he doing? What? He turned to you again, so, as you probably haven't noticed by now, your legs are the only ones that are not covered by the blanket. I'm going to use all my skills and clip your wings, and I will punish you by cutting your legs. Not too much, just an inch under the knee. I can have you completely crippled, but this will make my request be imprinted on your foolish mind. Now you were crying with all your heart. Tears rolled down your face, making your vision blur completely until the only thing you could see was none other than EJ. Your breathing became more shallow and pained, and you came out in violent sobs were resonating from deep within your body, making it unable for you to breathe, and tested your restraints as your whole body shook under them. It wasn't that you were trying to escape them. You knew right from the start that all the possible chances for escape that you had been given had run out, and since you failed, you were left once again inside the nightmare. With whatever was left of your sanity slowly drifting away from your grasp. No, it wasn't even the fact that EJ was about to cut off your legs and the fact that he meant it this time. You would allow him to do whatever he wanted. There was nothing more you could do to stop him. This deranged, cold-blooded killer that found satisfaction in both killing innocent people and torturing you mercilessly, both on a mental and on a physical way. The man was what he was. He was just responding to the madness that had long ago eaten away any reason inside his mind. The only thing that could save you right now. It wasn't all this. It was the fact that you couldn't go on anymore. Everything with your life was a torture. From the moment you were born, all the people you loved were taken away from one way or another. Loneliness was the one and only attribute and the feeling that outweighed everything else. Not love, not companionship, no nothing. You never received love from your family, your mother or your stepfather. You only received pain and abandonment. And as you realized just now, you just couldn't go on like this anymore. You were tired. You couldn't fight. You had fought so many battles that after all these scars and wounds that they gave you, you simply wanted to just give up. The last blow that you received was Jack leaving the world before you and leaving all alone, broken and wounded to pick up all the pieces, so you simply wanted to die. Yeah, you had finally formed the final thought inside your mind. It was powerful and destructive. Even thinking about it triggered all reactions inside your mind. flooding the vast spaces with only this thought, which burned like a cold fire inside the forest of your mind. You just wanted to die. You had no reasons left to live, you simply wanted peace again, and the blue-masked man was the only one that could offer you that. Maybe that was it. Maybe this was just the last gift you received from God himself, a way out. You would never find the strength to do it yourself, so this killer might have been sent to you for this particular reason, to help you end it all. The sound of the medical saw turning on interrupted your thoughts, and before you even had a chance to think about it, your mouth opened and you screamed, "Wait!" EJ's head immediately turned towards you, as a reaction to the sudden sound, but you were in no position to speak right now. Your neck was literally being ripped apart, making you want to tear off the straps on your hands to cover it in a desperate attempt to ease the pain, but you could never do such a thing. Instead, you tried to focus on the man that was now looking at you penetratingly, his face hidden behind his emotionless mask. "What did you say?" he questioned you, seizing his actions. I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Kill me." This was the first thing to take him by surprise. His shoulders relaxed and his head leaned back a little bit, in a posture that was absolutely still, as if he couldn't believe his own ears. What did you just say?" "Kill me, please." Your back made a perfect arc despite the restraints due to the pain. Footsteps were heard, and his tall figure penetrated your vision the moment he stood next to your head, leaning his own to the side as he studied you. "Why?" His voice no longer held the anger it previously had. In a flash, it seemed to have gone away. "Because I can't do this anymore. And TJ." More tears ran down your eyes. "I am so tired of living, you know? The only thing I had keeping me alive was Jack. I loved him so much, and now that he is gone, there's only so much pain. I am suffering, and I can't take it anymore. I'm already dying, and you know it. I don't have much time left, so I beg of you. I am literally begging you, kill me, release me, save me, please." You tried to clear your vision by blinking the tears away and giving in to your emotions. After such a long time, you wanted to keep talking, despite the pain. "I am sure that you had something you loved and you lost it. I know that. You can feel pain too. Because even if you are a killer, you are also a person, and I want you to help me end it all. Jack was the only thing that was keeping me alive through abuse, abandonment, fear, and then I lost him, EJ. I lost the only one that I could give my life for, so please, help me go find him. Life without him is the greatest torture I have lived, but I can't do it. I can't go on anymore. I'm so lonely. It scares me. Loneliness is the biggest curse of them all." The man had gone completely quiet and didn't even move a muscle, listening carefully to your words and keeping his dark stare glued onto you. From the lack of any reaction, you knew that had gotten through to him, but if you wanted him to kill you, you needed to hurry up, since your senses had begun to abandon you from all the pain inflicted on your vocal cords. So despite the pain, you smiled. You offered a big, full-hearted smile to the killer that would hopefully end your life. "Please, spare me, EJ. I know that you must be lonely too, living all alone in here, so spare me, and I will watch after you from above. I can promise you that." Your smile widened even more. "Kill me, EJ." And then your eyes finally closed. That is the end of that chapter. The chapter after that one is chapter 17. Tu n'es pas sûr? I probably said that wrong. But you know what? That's okay. I'll put it in the title of the next chapter and see if someone can correct me. But let me know what you guys felt and thought about that, because I like that. It's gotten some emotion to it. But aside from that, I will see you guys in the next video. And until next time, bye bye.